Marion Carlon here, the relationship expert who always keeps it raw, and I always keep it real. Thank you guys for joining me again with video number 5 in the 10 warning signs of a troubled marriage with your significant other or your spouse. Again, this is the 10 warning signs of a troubled relationship, whether you're in a troubled marriage or you're in a troubled relationship with your significant other. This is video number 5. And video 5 discusses, are you prioritizing your children over your spouse or significant other? Are you prioritizing your children or your significant other? Are you prioritizing your children over your significant other or your spouse? Let me kind of play this out for you a little bit, and guys, just stay with me. Ladies or men, if you're already prioritizing this, and you're already thinking, God, I don't even know, you're in trouble. If you, right now, listening to me ask you, are you prioritizing your children or are you prioritizing your spouse? Which one are you prioritizing first? If you're in question about you don't know, you're in trouble. Ladies, let me share how this all plays out. I want to say to you ladies and wives and significant others who happen to be the female in a significant relationship, you guys get everything. I'm going to say it again. You guys get everything. I'm not saying that you are completely getting everything. Nobody gets everything. God knows that we all deal with trials and tribulations and struggles. Everybody struggles with something, whether it's anything from dealing with the death in the family or disease or money or just physical ailments. We all are struggling with something. I tell my daughter all the time, nobody gets everything on this planet. I believe that's why we have that's why we have the Lord, and that's why we serve a big God, and because of that, that's what we can put our faith in. That's just my own belief and what I truly believe in. Nobody gets everything, but I want to address women. You guys do get a lot. Well, you're saying, well, Marion, what do you mean I get a lot? No, I don't get a lot. Yes, you do get a lot. Because when you're in a relationship and you have a significant other and you have a particular spouse, and I am speaking on a normal, healthy relationship where parents are still active or some formulation of parents are active in your life and they continue to they've raised you. This doesn't play out in every single scenario is what I'm saying, because we all deal with a lot of factors, but I'm just talking about this scenario where mothers sometimes get a lot because they keep their relationships that are somewhat close to them in normal settings, like having a relationship with your dad if you do, having a relationship with your mom, your godparents, your step-parents, individuals who were mentors to you that basically raised you. You have relationship with them. Women are very good at relationships. Women are very good at communicating. Women are very good at sharing feelings. Women are very good at expressing themselves. We as men, we suck at that. Bottom line, we suck. What I'm sharing with you is because you're so good at relationship and you're so good at connecting and so good at sharing, for the most part, way better than men, okay, you guys are engaged with relationships. So when you engage yourself, and like I said, men are chosen by women, you end up choosing women, and you get a particular spouse, you get a significant other, and you formulate, you fall in love, you decide to build a life together, you end up having children. Now what I'm asking you is, are you prioritizing those children more than you are prioritizing your spouse? And ladies, if you don't know this, or men, if you don't know this, you're in trouble. If you even had to just wait and you had to think about, man, do I put my children before my wife? Do I put my children before my husband? Do I put my children before my significant other? You're in trouble right now. That's a problem. If you have to think about it, you're in trouble. You're probably here because you are a little bit uncertain and you are in trouble. That's why I'm giving you the 10 warning signs of a troubled relationship, whether you're in whether you're married or you have a significant other. And the question is, are you prioritizing your children more than your significant other and your spouse? This is how this plays out. Children always watch their parents. They always watch adults with what we do, not what we say. Children are always watching what we do, parents, not what we say. Your children are watching you and how you engage with your spouse and your significant other. They're watching you. How you honor him, how you honor her, how you respect her, how you honor her. All these things that they're watching. And they're watching, mom really isn't too patient with dad, but she's really patient with me. Mom doesn't give dad a lot of affection, but boy, she sure gives me a lot of affection. Dad really doesn't pay that much attention to Mom, but boy, he sure does pay attention to me. Mom really doesn't give Dad her time, but she really gives Dad my time. She really gives my time more than Dad's. Dad really dedicates his weekends to running me around and giving me his time, but boy, I don't ever see him give Mom that kind of time. I want you all to think about that. This is what's going on. If you're in lure of this, or if you're kind of just feeling uneasy about this, or if this is hitting a nerve, you need to be here in this moment with me right now, because this is a problem. You both are literally exposing your children to a behavior that is not healthy, and it's not going to serve them in the relationships, because they're watching the people that they love the most prioritize them over prioritizing each other. Now, moms, you're saying, oh my God, you're saying, no, I love my kids are my world, they're my everything, I want to do everything for them, I birthed them. I get that. Moms are the greatest, most powerful, creative force on the planet. There is nothing, moms, hear me and hear my heart. There is nothing more powerful than a mother loving, nurturing, developing her children. That was God's purpose. That was ordained that God would have woman do that. It is a beautiful thing. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to share with you is when these kids, ladies, when they grow up and you dedicated your life to them, you've dedicated being a mom, you've dedicated being a working mom, you've dedicated being a stay-at-home mom, you dedicated your life to developing your children. When your children get of age and they turn 17 and 18 and they step out and go into the world, have you ever heard of empty nesting? Whether you're married or you have a significant other, it's going to happen because time is moving forward. And time is the greatest commodity that we have. My question to you is the time that you have right now with your children developing from 1 to 18, what kind of seeds are you sowing into your spouse? What kind of relationship exercises and you putting love deposits in where you will have a life with your spouse or significant other after your children go? What kind of life do you want with your significant other and your spouse once your children go? Guys, if you're in question about this, your children are watching you. And if you're playing games and you're not prioritizing your spouse or your significant other and you're putting all your time into your children, that's fine and dandy, but this is what we don't think about. Your children are going to one day find someone, and they're going to want to find a companion, and they're going to build a life around that companion. Are you going to have a life with your spouse? Are you going to have a life with your significant other? This is something I really want you to begin to do the work on, and this is something that I really would like to work with you further on, because this is a major problem. I hear this from couples all over the United States and globally around the world, that my children, my children, my children, my children. I say to you, hey, wake up. Put your significant other and your spouse, your spouse, your spouse, your spouse, your spouse. It needs to be the person who began this journey with you, not the byproducts of what you produced from loving that person. It should be that person first. Your significant other, your husband first, your wife first, then let the love, the articulation of that down onto the children. Bottom line, you need to ask yourself, are you truly prioritizing your children first, or are you prioritizing your spouse or your significant other? Guys, this is Marion Carlon, the relationship expert who always keeps it raw and real. Please remember this, if you're not giving, you're not living. I can't wait to talk to you.